not actually doing
You're
the
not the other.
facilitating.
That's awesome.
So
We
this
should
is
be calling him Mr. Cheney now. Is that
Yeah.
right? Okay, all right.
top dog is also another phrase that we use. DAWG though is important. So, turn your
You just got
I
demoted.
think you figured it out.
Just got demoted.
The main question
For
was,
not muting himself.
are we streaming live so that the public could click on the link and join us? We are?
yes.
Okay, that being in place and it being past 5:30 and the quorum being present, I am convening the meeting. Let's
5:33.
do a roll call, and Jim, we'll start with you and go clockwise.
Jim McIntosh, secretary.
Tanya Rivers, vice chair,
It's not that hard.
every time. Allison Hennigan, staff representative.
Jackie Riley, business manager.
Will Tracy, director?
Alexander Tager, member.
It's optional for you.
Martha Gust.
Martha Wolf. Harry Brown, chair.
Raven McKenzie, student council rep.
Go ahead. We need to know your,
Morgan Chang.
thank you. Awesome. Do we have a volunteer to read the mission and vision? Thank you, Alex.
At Aldo Leopold Charter School, the Human and Natural Environments serve as text and lab for learning through direct experience, inquiry, and stewardship. ALCS vision, Aldo Leopold Charter School graduates will use the skills, perspectives, and information they gain at school to enhance their own lives and to advance social, economic, and
We're at 11A, change elect to nominate, which
Yes.
is not an action item. Crossing off action.
And we're only, but to clarify, we're only electing her to complete the term, not start her own term.
So how about we discuss that when we get there?
Sure.
Any other changes? Guess action to approve as amended would be in order.
So moved.
Thank you, Jim. Second would be in order.
Second.
Thank you, Tanya.
Hmm.
Those in favor say aye. Jim is adopted as amended. Public comment. Martha Guest? You don't have to comment.
Wisely done.
That's awesome. And Morgan IT, there are no guests who want to comment online. I always check just in case someone's put a chat. No chat. Thank you. All right. Action item to review and approve minutes July 9th, July 16, and it should say and July 22 because Jim managed to get all those to us. So I'm going to tardily amend this to say and July 22, so we're done with it. Anybody have any feedback for Jim?
Thank you, Jim. for
Sure.
doing a lot of extra minutes in a short period of time.
And I hope nobody read the dreadful draft of the minutes that went out the first time. That
See the grammar and style police showed up on your doors.
was some, you can't really check my phone to see the exchanges between Larry and me. Onward we go.
Okay, entertain a motion to approve all three if there are no questions or comments about them.
So moved.
Tony? No, I'll second in that case. Are you going to be abstaining from all three?
So,
Okay,
I mean,
are you on the phone?
I wasn't on the 16th, I wasn't at all.
Right, so we could. Do- All right, fine. In that case, we have a motion in a second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Oh dear. We do.
Aye,
Oh,
sorry,
good.
sorry.
She almost didn't pass the minute.
Trying to move the documents into the proper folder. That's a little.
Took that a little personally.
Yes.
So we have a 3-0 vote, Jim, with 1 abstention. Student council report, Raven, thank you for your patience.
We haven't done elections yet, but I'll be starting them next week. For now, like me and Lulu have just painted the little Aldo Leopold welcome. I'm trying to do senior sunrise before September 17th or then latest. Originally I was thinking we can do it on campus, but the botanical gardens could actually be really cool too.
Yes.
Other than that, I've been trying to get some senior shirts going, so I'll be working on some of those designs. Morning Star worked really well with us last time, so I'm gonna shoot for that again. We've had Carmen working with us and she's been so helpful, so I'm so excited about that. I think that's it. Any questions?
Is this in her capacity as event planner?
That's correct.
Is this like an official? I thought you were joking when you said that, but this is
Not
her official?
I'm sure.
Rich, you were.
One stunned.
Yeah. Well,
Senior sunrises last year as a junior, right? So you're actually now.
Yeah, I'll
a
actually get
senior.
to do it this
Congratulations.
time.
Good.
Well, I've been planning it since freshman year, so it's a little weird.
Huh,
We saw the painting
Yeah,
expertise.
oh, yeah.
Okay, so thank you.
Of course.
This
Yeah.
school looks really, it's shaping up nicely.
this is right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
What's special about September 17th?
Well, we were just looking and like past that is a little bit too late, and the week after September 17 is when we start getting seniors out backpacking,
Okay.
like the week after.
Okay.
Yeah, and I couldn't give them like a solid date. Yeah. Then it's like Halloween themed at that point.
I joke.
I did wonder if maybe you were trying to get near the echo.
Yes.
Yes. Anything else for Raven?
Okay.
Thanks for coming.
Raven, when will student council elections be, or is that not decided yet?
I'm just gonna announce it at the next all school next week. And then they'll,
We should know the next.
That's something about Morningstar. Guys are ready to do that requisition so that we can purchase that. You can come to me and I can help you.
where is,
Ah.
Yeah.
okay. So I'll bring boxing and gloves.
Steak might work.
To a great start. Despite the rush to move in and paint classrooms and get all set up. It seems like the week has been going really well. I've seen a lot of positive feedback from teachers and students. I've had a lot of people commenting on what good attitudes the students have. Everyone's been really engaged and been a good first week through. I have a new role as curriculum and instruction coordinator. So one of my big things that I'm focusing on is, curriculum and instruction, but kind of cohesion and making sure that there's like that thread through everything that we do that ties to our mission and vision and our curriculum framework, which is still sort of in process always. But I'll be working on that as well. So that is exciting. Also, we have some new staff that are supporting me in the MLSS work. And one of the things that I've been working on is sort of that data gathering and trying to map out sort of the ecosystem of student supports and how does everybody fit together and how can we be most efficient in making sure everyone gets what they need. So if anyone's really interested in that, wants to chat. It's definitely some big systems thinking, because we have a lot of needs.
We have a number of how many of our students have IEPs?
Said 60.
The sixties.
And he said that didn't include gifted. I think there's maybe another 10 gifted. And that also doesn't include 504s. I want to say we probably have another 10 or 15 504s, although I'm working with Jennifer to take on her middle school caseloads. I won't know for sure until I get those numbers.
Good.
Any questions? Things that you guys are curious about?
What's the enrollment?
Well, I don't have that off the top of my head. You
Patience.
It's 200.
do the math.
Just gave.
200. 205.
I don't really have questions. I just am sitting here happy as can be that we can afford to do that. And frankly, we have an event planner. I mean, this is amazing.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah, I feel like for the first time since I have worked at Aldo, we actually have adequate staff to do the things that we need to do.
That's something
That's what
Yeah.
it feels like.
we haven't
From
felt.
my seat as well.
Yeah.
But we're looking at 30% of our students with IEPs. That's significant.
Yeah.
And there's also a fair number that don't have an IEP or yet,
It should have.
that, that have high needs. And
Right.
so part of that, again, that MLSS system, I don't want to go into too much detail, but is that
Yeah.
all curriculum and instruction? And so how are we supporting all students? And sometimes that means a path towards a 504 or an IEP, but even in between, giving them interventions and behavioral supports, all of those things. All right, well, if
Anything else for Allison?
no one has any questions, I'm just gonna leave this form with you.
Okay.
If you'll get it signed, make sure you talk about
Get it
sped policies. I did share the folder with Will that has all the sped policies, if anybody wants to review them, but they have not changed in a number of years. It's the exact same thing that got approved last year. That's later in the agenda, but.
Good.
All right.
Thanks. Al.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Jackie, business managers. Week.
Yes. Going along with what Ali said, it has been super, super busy. The seeing everything fall into place. Things are still falling into place. So I do want to apologize for sending you all the files so late, but I was early printing them like getting them ready at like 2:45 today. So, there's not a whole lot of I'm so happy to report that there are no concerns. And that feels just, it's like a tremendous weight lifted. Because we do have adequate staffing, we do, it's just amazing to not have to have that burden. So, we did have our finance meeting yesterday. We went over the revenues, things look really good. Went over the expenditures. A lot of the expenditures look like they are really big, but that's usually what happens at the beginning of the school year because we are encumbering for all of our staffing. All of our staffing is already in there, so anything that you see encumbered is for the whole year on all of our staff. I pointed out there.
Does anybody need this to?
Oh, I'm sorry, Mark.
I've seen these because the finance committee.
I'm on number 2.
Number 2. That's okay.
Okay.
I did point out to,
No, funny is Zoom.
Zoom probably be good. Maybe you could do page width or something.
That's nice.
You guys all see or more?
That's good.
I did point out to the finance committee that there are, there's one in particular, if you see negatives on there, it's not that we're negative, it's just that bars need to be submitted. So once those bars are submitted, those negatives will go away, especially you come down a little bit halfway down on Fund 24-101, which is our Title I. That is one of the bars that we will review today. It does show that we are negative 58,000, and we are gonna review a bar for that, and I'll go over that in just a second.
And just to explain. In case you didn't hear that, it's because people's jobs have been. That those are negative. So there's somebody working for Title I,
Yes,
their job has been approved and their benefits. So all that gets encumbered. Which is why that's showing like.
yes.
Although those are Title I.
That's probably like
Okay.
one.
That's that one line that's 58,000 negative.
Yeah.
That's why she's focused on that. There are other negatives. I assume many of those are also because of encumbered
Yes,
salaries.
yes.
Yes. Those are
That's one of those
27.
biggest ones, yeah, but they're all throughout.
The REC district fiscal agent, is that the Ed Fellows? So that's another one that's a salary.
Yeah.
That's why it's so big.
And with them, they're always a little bit behind once we get that. That, I believe last year we got it around in November. October, November, so once that comes in, it'll help out a lot. We go to number 3. That one is the PO by encumbrances fund report. We have had, quite a bit of POs coming through. A lot of people have decided to, help out with
Supplies.
painting. Yeah,
Hmm.
they're doing a lot of their painting in their own classrooms. There are the usual, we have, Western New Mexico University, BMO card is always a big one. I wanted to point out, Pecos Valley, that is our driver's ed.
Spotlight.
Yes. And we do, I pointed out to the finance committee, we have silverback towing on there, which I know. So that would make you think that we got broke. Yeah,
Oh.
that would seem like if we broke down.
Disrespect.
Yeah, so this is like a trailer going into this, so it's not for towing, but I just wanted to point that we did have to pay that.
Is this the last time that we'll see Western New Mexico University?
No.
No.
Because
Would we? Right, but what else,
Together.
like, what else are we, beholden to them?
We paid.
Oh,
Oh,
that's what we're prepared to do. Is that what these are
yes,
then? Okay,
Welding, textbooks,
gotcha.
all the things, so students that are at Aldo can go Western. About cost associated.
Okay.
It is a lot of money, it ends up being all,
yes.
Are we reimbursed by NPED for that though?
not really.
Not really.
Yeah.
It's built in, yeah. I mean, that's
just
a
assumed
tough
that
question to answer.
Yeah.
A long time ago, it was a direct reimbursement. I would bill them, the state, and the state would reimburse for most of this stuff. And then at some point, they said, let's just fold it into SEG. So
Okay.
it's part of how they calculate how much schools should get per student.
So my understanding is that the graduation requirements have changed so that dual enrollment is no longer a graduation requirement. It used to be a graduation requirement. Students would take.
There was
dual enrollment
there was
for AP
another way
class.
you could fulfill it.
Okay.
You could either do dual enrollment or something else, maybe it was AP,
Yeah,
or some other ways. you could-
but now that's not.
Not a requirement.
So what do we expect? So I'm just curious.
Did change.
Yeah,
He points that most significant one for the average education consumer is that Algebra 2
Yeah.
is no longer a required class for graduation. You still need to have 4 math credits to graduate, but besides the Algebra 1, geometry, standard flow, the other 2 are your choice. And then the other thing that shifted significantly is that every district,
Mhm.
and although being its own district, has to have 2 specific courses that are graduation requirements.
Mhm.
And so all those are community orientation for integrators and internships.
Mhm.
Even if you use YCC for your internship, you still have to pass those
Mhm.
full year.
Mhm.
Which means that this year, freshmen, and this started last year, so that cohort failed 1 semester of CO. You have to retake
make
it
it up.
this year.
Yeah.
So is financial literacy not required? You mentioned that.
It's not required, but
I
it
thought it was.
is an offered option that we have.
Oh,
So
okay.
mostly seniors.
Yeah.
Some of the other, like accounting is another common senior math class that students use to get those credits. Dual enrolled math classes are also.
Statistics. Okay,
So if you wanted to take Tanya's diverse class.
Mine won't count. Cause I
Oh,
do
you
the
teach a
developmental,
remedial?
teach developmental classes mostly.
Class. They made it a little bit traditional requirements.
So my next question, this might be, I mean, we're kind of a little bit off financials topic, so you can just tell me to leave it, but I'm curious about the geometry stats class. slash stats, and I'm making a big deal out of that because they're calling it geostats and it's not a geostats class. Because geostats means geography and statistics, and that's not what it is. Geography and statistics sounds exciting. Geometry and statistics is mind-boggling. Like, why would you?
Why
put
would
this-
you combine them?
Why would you combine them? This is coming, like, be prepared because this is coming.
Quantum physics. Geometry, statistics. Other than that, I didn't think of it.
I don't think anybody's ready for quantum. Yeah, anyways, so it's just, when we're thinking about like math options, I think the geostats might be coming and it might come as a requirement, and I'm not sure. Because I'm not privy to all the conversations, but anyways, off topic. I know.
Sure. Let's see.
Questions on that, be sure you can email me and I'm happy to. Some of the people's names are a little bit weird, so if you ever want to know anything, why we're paying somebody, just let me know. Number 4. This is our bank account register activity report. This is anything that came in or out in the month of July. This is all of our deposits, all of our withdrawals. We normally don't have that many deposits, but we did submit our final RFRs in July. And that is the request for reimbursements on the grants that we have. And they all came in July. So that's why you're seeing so many deposits on there. Our lease reimbursements on there, our food, anything that we submitted came in. And they all got approved exactly how we submitted them.
It's financial services.
Where are you seeing that?
Delage.
Oh, that is our sheet.
And then Stantec.
That's
Stantec?
on the anti- Stantec.
That one is Will's.
Tell you about Stan.
So we have to wait for the.
That's why you're director.
I say it if I ask it.
Since someone else asked, no. Stantec was the environmental phase 1 environmental survey company. That was a closing requirement of Mexico Finance Authority. And
Done just in time.
that's a fun fact, they did necessary actions with 15 minutes remaining on the closing.
Fun fact of buying a building.
So that was a very comfortable experience.
Yeah.
Stuff.
What voided payroll liability check? What is that?
Where are you seeing that? You
It's-
you name one.
7/10. The date is 7/10. It's on the one we were just looking at, number 4.
What's the amount?
285.
The amount is $30,000, almost 29,000.
682.
NIPSIA.
Okay, so NIMSIA sometimes will send out corrections. And I had already done it according to the bill that they sent, and then they sent out their correction. So since I had already approved it, then it got voided. So it just, like, it doesn't.
Oh, they just sometimes send correct. They're like, whoops, we calculated.
Yeah, and it's seldom that they do, NIMSIA especially, it's hardly ever. But anytime you see something that says payroll liability,
Mhm.
that is usually like New Mexico ERB,
Sure.
it's NIMSIA, it's anything that gets deducted out of
Right,
our.
IRS, like IRS, taxation
yeah,
revenue.
Yeah,
I can
any
see,
kind of-
I
yeah.
see all those payroll kind of spots.
Mhm.
That one just caught my eye because
Yeah.
it said void.
Where's the replacement?
So it looks like it was, what did they do?
And mine is like really small too, so like,
Do you want to look here? Will this be helpful?
no, you know what,
So it looks like we paid, Jackie, but we paid $682.26 to NIPSIA.
And then right away.
They returned that
Yeah, it's
Well,
right
she
above it.
voided it.
or
Yes.
voided it.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's right
Yeah,
above it. Yeah.
But we
Yeah.
still have to make a payment, some
Yes.
amount.
So if you look right above, like I believe that it is.
Oh,
Payment in the
72?
void.
There's a
both
7-2 and then there's another NIPSIA.
Yeah,
Hold on.
oh, I saw that
Oh,
one,
yep.
but I didn't see, I don't see the replacement for that one.
There's
So
one,
on the 2nd of July,
well, on the 29th of July, there's 118,000.
yeah, but that's a different NIMSIA,
Yeah,
that's
that
our
one,
liability.
and that one, I did
always
want to
something
point that
like
out
that.
as well. Because that is our insurance. And that is, that
Okay.
did go up, significantly, like a
Health
lot.
insurance or?
It's insurance for.
Yeah, okay.
So this, and it went up
That's
about
a one-time
$50,000 more than it was before
because of this bill.
because we
That makes
mixed the building. So yeah, that was a significant increase.
And that's the one that says AP warrant by it.
That's the.
It's for,
Okay, because I'm like, okay, they all say NIMSIA, but if one is something and one is something else, how am I supposed to know that? So then I'm looking at the
Yeah,
other
yeah.
column.
Well, yeah. Really, the answer is, ask the question, so that was great, you asked the question. Here's my concern. Seems to me like on the 2nd of July, you paid what you thought was gonna be the NIMSIA bill. And then NIMSIA changed its mind. And said, no, it's actually 29,682 or whatever, not 29,036. But it looks like
so the NIMSIA payment
bigger one was
is actually up on top.
yeah,
Yeah,
but why didn't we void that one rather than voiding?
So there are two, do you see the different,
Yeah.
one is for 29 with
Yes.
36, and then one is 29,682.
Exactly. So normally, I would think you void the first one and then reissue a different amount. But in this case, you voided the second. And maybe this is the wrong forum for this question. There's not usually a second payment. Three questions.
Also,
That's exactly what she did. And then occasionally they say, whoops, we made a mistake. Something. So then you have to shoot. When that happens, it's the first thing that's really. So my vote, Jackie, rather than having you try to figure it out in the middle of
Yes.
this meeting.
Yes.
Just make a note. Make sure the right one is voided.
I'm positive because, I did balance out, so, and then NIMSIA is super, super strict.
They're super strict.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure the right one is.
Awesome.
But I will get back to all of you. Zero one D.
Is this?
The next up.
Yeah.
Documents to-
And this one was generated from NMPD. So they put in all of the information on there. And they're just telling us that, fund 31,400 is being decreased by 40,000 steps. Now we just got it. Harry, do you know how they,
Apparently they sent an email.
Yeah,
Capital
they-
outlay carryover
yeah,
email.
and
they sent a full memo about.
yeah, and the memo was just very, very vague. And I.
Is this across the board, every single school district?
Every
Yeah,
got hit?
yeah.
district, yeah.
Wow.
So I guess that it's conceivable, they told the legislature, you have X amount to dole out, and then they found out they were wrong. That's a possibility.
Yeah, because the memo didn't really say much of anything. It just. They said, they,
Essentially clawed back 40,000.
But you believe it happened to lots of schools.
No, it did, yeah, because it was a statewide memo that they sent out. So they sent that one and then we go to bar, and that's a decrease of 40,000 and
Could you
then,
share the email with us?
Yeah.
I feel like that would be, this is a big enough amount that we should know.
right, and I can even,
Okay, thanks, Will.
we go to number 2, Morgan. They sent that one and then they sent this one. And this one is an increase
$9?
of $9.
Almost makes up for the.
Yes, that is. I think that was to be a law, so. Yeah. Yeah, and this one's going out to our Go bond. I mean, 9,000, hopefully maybe Win can buy like a little boat. Sure.
Wynn's got nothing to complain about.
And then if you see, there's bar 1, bar 2, and then there's no 3, 4. Because when they put in those bars, like I said, they were generated by the state, they duplicated 1, they put it in 3 and 4. So I went in there and voided those. And then we jump into bar 5. On bar 5. It's divided into into the fall semester and the spring semester. And this is what we have available for the fall semester. 116,000, and that's what it's going to be broken down to.
And that's a typical amount.
That's a typical amount, yeah. And then we go to bar number 6. And this one is going to cover one of those negatives that I had pointed out to you on the Title I. This one is for 61,794. And the majority is going to go into salaries. And I'm not sure how they came up with, we have $100 going into basically any like homeless population. So Mark said that we buy like shampoo and hygiene products.
It's just she'll carryover amount and then the end of the school year.
Was that bar 2?
That was bar 1, the one that he's.
No, it's not that. It's the 6th one.
Yeah, that one,
D.
the D,
That one.
yeah.
So.
It's because there's,
So-
like you said, there's nothing in here that indicates this was a big decision. It's,
Yeah, I also thought that because that amount is kind of close to what we spent on our Explorer. But when I went to put in the bar, because they, like I said, they put it in there. When I went to decrease it, it already showed 0 on that vehicle purchase item, on that line item. So,
so you don't think we spent this much at any point on from that legislative capital outlays that we got?
Just on that vehicle, what was the?
It's the only one.
That was the only, yeah.
most significant capital outlay expense we've made.
Then
It is possible, I mean, I don't know, just to take a guess.
Stantec could be on here, Building B could be on here. I don't know what we're.
No, or if they decided that. Which capital outlay appropriations these were, but we had a bunch that were semi-historic, and they might start to penalize us for that because they don't want folks to sit on capital outlay appropriations.
Wow. It could totally be that one expired, that we had this much left in one from 2022.
But we did request extensions on those and they were granted.
So this is, now that we've seen the email, I would say this is worth a phone call.
Yeah.
Because if they thought that the extension wasn't granted, they shouldn't have been reducing.
And the funds that were extended, like the 109, that was definitely one that was extended. It was a $200,000 that we requested, things that were going to expire at the end of fiscal year 26. So, yeah, more investigating needed on this one
Yep.
for sure.
Thanks.
And we have such a capital outlay, we have this pile.
Yeah.
And we have a significant project to spend it on. So,
we don't want them taking it away.
no, and that was the narrative for the request was we had capital outlay money, we can't spend it on a building we don't own, now we have a building, so we can spend it, and so that's why we've been saving. It's not frivolous or thoughtless.
So I found the email, it's
Perfect.
really short, too.
Well, Will
I
has
sent
sent
it
it and
Yeah.
yeah, giving Capital Outlay Bureau a call. Thanks.
So this may or may not be the time to ask this, but when it comes time to approve bars, I would not be inclined to approve this bar. Is that appropriate, or, I mean, we always vote on these as action items, and this one seems to be still being investigated, so.
We can wait, we can ask Jackie to hold off. Instead of voting it down, we just table it.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the only real trouble would be if Jackie mistakenly spent the money that we don't have according to this bar, but that's not gonna happen in the next month.
It's pretty hard to do.
Really hard. to do. Not gonna happen in the next month. You have to go through all the NOB,
Yes.
all the steps. So I think it'd be a safe thing to do. Right, thanks, Jackie. Anything else for Jackie?
Thanks, Jackie.
Should we have a director's report? Should we just skip it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that an option? We've been doing that for quite a while.
I don't know, you enjoy it.
All right, director's report. I went with a pale mango color this time around. I thought that's how I would describe this. How did you describe it?
Yes, I'm going with sunflower yellow.
Pale mango.
I wouldn't eat a mango that looked like that.
No, I wouldn't
That's-
either.
Yeah, I would. That's unripe.
You don't take the same on the list.
Sickly.
when I do this.
That's
Mango.
very cool.
You guys are gonna give our guests the wrong impression of our meeting.
I would
You have
like
a
to
good
spend
time.
another 10 minutes on that.
Alex, you made a face you don't like the.
Okay.
It's so good.
Director's
We
report.
like it.
Does anyone remember what the color was from the last one?
Mustard.
Right.
No,
I'm just cheating, but
that's this one.
it's not though.
Anyone but Jim remember what the color was before?
Battleship gray.
There was some kind of
Come on, this is the easiest one.
Oh, yeah.
This is the.
White,
We're
purple.
very close.
Close enough.
tan,
No,
ivory,
Okay.
green.
too specific. Forest green.
Remember this, everybody?
Forest green. Okay, next slide.
What's in it?
All right, so the director's report this month, there's a lot that happened, obviously, it's a pretty significant month in the big picture of all the Leopold Charter School. So I include some photos of things that were fun. Coach Nate Shea curated and facilitated a moving of the mountain bike fleet via human power, which.
Is that the guy raising his hands there in the back? Doing this?
No, that's me.
Oh, that's you.
That's, I said with shame, that's. Nate is. Oh, is that him?
I think Nate's under the.
Looks like Jamie.
He's on Jamie. I think Jamie's fifth in, or Nate's fifth in from the right,
Oh, okay.
I think. Anyway, it was a really cool moment. It was also the perfect opportunity for everyone to learn that you can't ride bikes to the Botanical Garden. Because
Yeah.
it turns out when you have a crew of like 40 people riding bikes to the Botanical Garden,
Lift this thing up.
and they are working in the Botanical Garden, they will let you know that you should walk your bike. So we learned that, and it was a great community building experience. It was really awesome to have this not be done with gas, diesel,
Yeah.
and trailers. So it was-
Oh, cool.
We can move mountains, but we can't move mountains, but we can move mountain bikes.
Exactly. So this is Silverback Towing. Silverback Towing used the flatbed trailer to move all of our Connex buildings. The Silverback Towing Company said each Connex building must weigh less than 1,000 pounds. The class formerly known as Primitive Skills Connex building had about 3,000 pounds of rocks, sticks, and metal.
Sorry.
Lighter to make the move. And then local steel fabrication company, because Razorback folks wouldn't touch the shed. We had to move the shed. So we got another local entity, Mr. Stuart Egnell, came up with,
Was it the agri-mechanics thing that he works for?
it was something steel fabrications. is the name
Okay,
of his own organization, and he moved the flatbed trailer, or moved the shed on the flatbed with the help of Western's forklift and a skid steer. It was quite an operation. We did all of the things that were in the rock garden. If you remember,
Yeah.
every single thing was moved in about 1 hour. It was
Wow.
really an amazing process.
Wow.
It was really cool. There was also a Connex. This is just fun stuff, I think. But one of the Connexes was filled with class sets of books. And Wind and a few volunteers filled up a box trailer about 8 feet high with just books.
Yeah.
And it was a very heavy drive. Process of being unloaded behind the school. So those, I thought those are just really fun to see those kind of things come to fruition. That was like a daunting task besides all of the other daunting tasks associated with the logistics of the move. And then, of course, we had the Western New Mexico University football team come and help us do some moving as well. I don't know if you can tell, you probably can't zoom in enough, but I think I just want to highlight that the Western New Mexico University football team players all wore their best steel-toed sandals for the moving up. They were all very much in their athletic wear for this task.
So they own.
They were really great. Everything made it into the building. Did it necessarily find itself into the proper classroom? Maybe not, but that led to a fun scavenger hunt. To find out where their stuff wound up. We thank them for that. So that was all good. Thanks, Morgan.
So Rich Hall is empty.
Rich Hall is like we were never there.
Leave no choice.
It is like we were never there. Here's some more photos, and related to the first bullet point there is onboarding. We did a full, and this is something I didn't realize last year, because last year I was the only new staff. And so this year, we only had one staff depart under positive amicable conditions. And we brought in a bunch of new staff, as has been alluded to prior in this meeting. And I realized that there wasn't really a great onboarding process, and all those are unique environment. And so we put together a full onboarding thing, and there's a bunch of the new staff right there completing an experiential education activity. Because if you want to learn about experiential education, that's one of experience. So that was really fun. I wanted to share that. And then I got to take out the sign from Rich Hall, which is now in the front of this building. There's still a couple of external things like
The big signs.
the big sign and the visitor sign. I was starting to remove the big sign. I was standing on the window sill. And then I realized I had there's a flat head, I had a Phillips head bit on the drill. And I also realized that I was like 12 feet off the ground. So I thought I'll be back and do this another time. There's a couple of small things outside to get from over there, but first day was on Monday, and it was really awesome. Some things that we thought would be challenging, like pickup, drop off, and parking in a new location, all went much smoother than expected. The parking worked out very well. We have a spot for students, and this week it's just first come, first serve. Next week, we hand out parking passes. Students have all signed up for parking passes. You have to have valid registration, valid insurance, driver's license, and everything has to be above board. To get a parking permit, we're gonna hand those out, and that should help manage things over there. Middle school pickup is over on this side of the building. If you haven't seen that, there's 2 parking lots over here near the portables. High school is right in front. So far, pretty good. Middle school is a little bit tricky because
The student parking was also over here?
No, that's staff.
That's staff.
So you have staff over here near the portables.
So the sign was wrong.
The signs are wrong. Yeah, they haven't been replaced yet. And then the student parking is on the northern side of the big front area. And then the southern side of the big front area is guest visitor overflow for staff.
Okay.
So it leaves 17 parking spots for students. And you know how many students sign up for parking passes? 17. So perfect setup. This is really awesome. And we did an orientation on Western's campus. Ideally, we would use the GRC building on Western's campus because it's a far more interactive and functional space, but it wasn't available. And given the fact that facility has a lot of new things, we use the Western's FACT, which is not the proper venue for that experience. And it's also probably the last time we will ever use Western for an orientation. This building was really not ready for orientation on the Friday. We were working well into Sunday to have students for this Monday. So next year we will do orientation open house as an event here, which I think is the way it should be done. And then we will likely continue to have graduation. That will probably be the only thing that we keep over there, because that does work really well for graduation.
Worked well.
Not so great for orientation, because it's hard to interact with people. It's just kind of a weird thing, but we did the best we could with what we had, and it's adequate, I would say. In service, this year we had 4 full days of in-service for all standard contract employees, 5 for those that do summer work or admin work, which was a nice shift from last year when we had to cut some of those days out to add in more student days for the SEG formula. In-service this year was covering all of the basics and working on making this space ready to rock due to the tight turnaround. So shout out to all the staff, teachers, volunteers that went above and beyond during the in-service. There was a lot going on.
I see 6 humans in that photo. How many new staff do we have?
8.5.
Okay,
I say half because there's some that are very, very part. So it's small. Tech updates. So here, the full report on that, you can ask Top Dog over here on the laptop, and he will tell us. Mr. Morgan Cheney, who is doing IT services for Aldo this year, we have bought computers, laptops for folks. We have new staff. They never had laptops before, so we needed to buy new laptops. We also had to get new projectors, as we now have more classes and more teachers that need them, and including supplies for Morgan. And we have another contracted employee, also Mr. Cheney, who helps with the bigger picture IT setup. So I think it's a good time to also thank a video and the folks at the Office of Broadband Accessibility and the State Education Network. They came in here on Friday afternoon after the orientation, and we got internet on Friday for school on Monday. And so there's another thing that was really close. And huge efforts from Morgan and Ryan Cheney on that one. So thank you for those folks.
to Dynasty.
Day, I just opened my computer. It's like nothing was ever, like no changing of passwords. Everything was exactly the same. That was amazing. Like everybody was just like, wow, like no changing anything.
Yeah,
So
I just noticed that because I just opened mine and connected to Aldo.
Same Wi-Fi.
Same.
Same.
So these state agencies, this is what they do,
That's what they did.
and they didn't charge us.
Um, charged, but we were not charged what we would at the standard commercial rate.
Okay.
Because all of our IT infrastructure and services were provided through our lease with Western. We never had to tap into the E-rate funding to pay for those services.
Right.
And so they helped us out because of that, because we didn't have E-rate funding. And then next year we will fund all of our services with E-rate funding. Morgan, is there anything you want to add to the tech updates and things like that? Morgan's also doing inventory, cleaning up the website, working on our Outlook, working on our Google. We are going to consolidate the Google Outlook into one thing with an aldocs.org address, and it will be Google. The governing council is allowed to do what the governing council wants to do. It's the nature of its operation. But Morgan, anything you want to add into that or correct? Because I'm rather ignorant of this topic in general.
Everything is going good so far, just it's going as needed for people that have problems, but it seems to be up and running very well. Besides one of the copy room printers, you gotta kick it to get it to work. Going from that out the other day,
Just like this water, you have to rub.
but it's functioning as it should.
Are
All
we-
switches are good, all the APs are getting good speeds.
We using that new student information system yet that we were kind of, this is that.
Synergy.
Synergy, yes.
Synergy.
So that question for you,
Once again, we're jumping the director's room.
either during. Sometimes, I need some help with 365 applications. Usually it's things like taking Aaron off of the governing council, which you did very quickly. But should I send that to you? Send it to, okay,
You told me and I told Morgan.
okay, so I might as well just send it directly to Morgan
Yes.
if I have a request like
Anything
that.
related to Microsoft.
And since there's already an M Cheney here, what are you?
And Morgan.Cheney@ALCS.
not M Morgan, just Morgan.Cheney
Morgan Dodson.
at aldocs.org.
Yes.
So I'll send those things to you. Another, the kind of thing that I'm talking about also is, I wanted to use an AI transcription for a school meeting.
Mhm.
And the service said I needed permission from the network administrator. And I wrote Will, and I don't think it ever happened. 'Cause Will was very busy, and I totally understand. Would that be you also?
Yes. Probably. Well, from the firewall, so we
Might have been, yeah. Okay.
Hmm.
All right, thank you.
I want to add that it's been amazing because before you would have an IT problem and you had to figure it out. Like you had to Google it and you would first. Yeah, and now it's like, oh yeah, we have more. And,
Yeah.
and I don't think anybody has, you haven't been able to figure out any, I mean, he attacks it and he gets it resolved
so far.
so far.
It's a collective sigh of relief. See,
What's our sixth grade number?
sixth grade is 24. It's my best guess. It might be 23. It's anywhere between 22 and 24 for sure. We have two sixth grade classrooms. It's working really well. That's part of, it's more, I'll just mention this while we're talking about the classrooms. So this year, unlike every other year of Aldo, it's always evolving. But there are now two class sections for sixth grade, two class sections for seventh grade, and two class sections for eighth grade. So one teacher teaches social studies and ELA classes, and the other one teaches the STEM classes. And they share those roles. So even though sixth grade is slightly lower enrollment than the other middle school classes, it's sort of like you want to have that system in place for when more students come, and it's actually helpful, I think, for the sixth grade to have lower numbers. And it makes the middle school very balanced. And then for the high school, this year we have two high school science teachers, two high school math teachers, both brand new. Sort of. Yeah, two high school social studies and two high school ELA. So we have now removed this sort of singular academic pinch points that
Right.
used to exist.
Right.
Where it was like, oh, if I have a problem with science, I have one person, and so now that's really expanded the opportunities there. And specifically with math, bringing in new math teachers, looking to sort of revamp some of the energy and the instructional efficacy of those classes, and partnering with the Southwest New Mexico STEM Hub is really great, and having Ali Hennigan working with curriculum instruction. We're throwing a lot of professional learning at STEM for the high school. That it's our softest academic outcome. Science is really great, but I just thought that was a cool staffing thing for everyone to be aware of. And the other thing that's not on here that's related to that is special ed. As was discussed, yeah, we have a little over 60 IEP students, but we have a fully integrated SPED model, with the exception of a very small number of students that need a resource environment or a separate space for their learning. All of our other special ed students are in with everyone else, and we brought on new SPED teacher for the middle school, and we have moved Mr. Nate Shea from the high school from having his own. He had class with like 3 students in it. And so instead of that, now he is in with the mainstream math classes, and he provides visualized instruction to help them. And part of that is square footage. You can't really do that at the previous space because that is too small. Here, you can spread things out and have more space for that. And so we're piloting that this year, and we'll see how it goes. It's definitely tricky to have the SPED teachers in all the places at the same time. So it's crafty use of SPED educational assistants and those folks. But it also helps with this sense of like the students. You know, we put these labels on things, and all gifted, all IP, or it's like, no, everyone's a student, and everyone has individualized instruction. So I'm very excited about that. And we'll see how it goes. It's an experiment. But Synergy is up and running. Everyone is using it. It is about as ergonomic and effective as Power School. So, you know, it's like we traded a Honda Civic for a Toyota Corolla. It's not a huge difference, but the state says we have to do it. So we are doing it. We're ahead of the curve. We're saving some money by doing that early on. And Again, thanks to Mr. Ryan Cheney, he's also piloting this at Lordsburg School District, which has been very helpful in making sure that we have all the tools we need. The real sticky point of synergy is for special ed. It's tricky special ed. Power School special ed was easier to use, and so that's a learning curve for our special ed staff. Facility, we did finally, no fault to our facility master plan folks. They're excellent, but it was a complicated year to design a facility master plan for us. We finally received the facilities master plan, and we are just reviewing for any minor grammatical errors, and then a final copy will be shared with everyone as soon as that reaches its final step. And if anyone wants to look at the draft version that we have, that's available as well.
Is
Two
the
volumes.
facilities committee working on that?
There is no facilities committee anymore. Yeah. So. Not much of committees.
You feel okay about that?
Yeah, I'll join another committee for next edition.
Alright. Yeah. We did our PSCOC lease assistance application. If math works out well. It covers our yearly expense to the NMFA for this property. So all evidence points towards that being a reasonably smooth process, with the understanding that there's often a delay in the reimbursement. We now have all of the utilities. We manage all the maintenance. And we're negotiating the timeline for the construction for our renovations. The first construction project is park
Okay,
for our fleet vehicles and our buses.
Currently over there,
You'll see that where yeah, that's where, so, yep. Yep, we'll have a couple vehicles over here, because this is where YCC and CO are based out of, on this side, so it makes sense to have them near where the equipment is stored and where the staff are. And then the school buses and the general vehicles are gonna be on the northern side in the basketball court. And I have to say this every single time, people get really upset with the idea of turning a basketball court into a parking lot. According to the PSFA, who makes the rules for the adequacy of a school building, that site cannot be a basketball court anyway, due to the deterioration of the concrete slab. So it would have to be refinished to be a basketball court anyway. Since we already have an adequate basketball court and we need parking, it's a reasonable use of the space. And I say this also for me too, because it pains me to remove any kind of athletic venue for students to be used for vehicles. I think that's an important caveat for everyone there.
does the state specify that we have to have asphalt parking lots? I mean, is there any way we could have a gravel lot, which is environmentally superior in a lot of ways? Can we do that,
We
or?
could, yeah, we could, but it's expensive and challenging. We have to develop a new parking lot.
because it's already existing.
I
So all they have to do is seal it, and go around with a grinder and cut off the basketball hoops. Reseal it. And create an access point to the main driveway with a gate, and then it's done. Okay, so it's an easier project. Down the road. This is very interesting. I am interested in the acquisition of the property across the street. Of Jose Barrios, there is a corner parcel. As much as I don't want to have to deal with another property act, but seriously,
Flipped it. Look at you. You're like, that was so fun.
That'd be easy after this one.
I would make that a gravel parking lot. And then have buses, bus at school, fence around it, lights and cameras on it, and it's done. It's currently for sale for $150,000. I spoke to the owner of that property, and there is some room for negotiation as a public entity. And I will chip away at that down the road. It'd also be very helpful too, because we have a crosswalk there.
Yeah.
And so there's a natural opportunity to just solve, because that Silver, Cobre, all their vehicles are stored at an off-site location. And then they're brought in for use. Although it's different because we are our own autonomous kind of ecosystem, which is a lot of what this slide is about, is that this year, we have our own firewall, for internet, their bills.
It's like you've moved out of the house.
I'm almost 21 years old, so it's like a fresh.
Like,
draft.
oh my goodness, like,
Very exciting. We're no longer dependent on anyone else.
Yeah.
Fully, a little bit, all in one system. It's nice to have that. And then last thing, there's a lot more, but I've already gone on for too long. Tomorrow is our opening celebration and open house Opening celebration is from 12 to 1. Open house is from 1 to 3. So if you're a student and you don't intend to participate in the open house, you have to pick it up at 1 p.m. It's an early release day. And if you want to participate in the open house, you have to have your parents or guardians with you.
Well, is that open to the public?
It's open to the public. Law enforcement will be here as well.
And it's been advertised or whatever?
Yes. Nothing crazy.
I'm
but-
gonna send it to a couple people who, remember I was telling you there
Oh,
was a
yeah.
woman, I'm gonna send it specifically to that group.
Yeah.
So that they know, LULAC, like.
LULAC, yeah,
Did you
totally.
send it?
So
Okay.
Cynthia, Nanya is gonna be
Oh,
doing the
okay.
speech. And so she's associated with LULAC.
Okay.
And I think that will probably be the
Mhm.
last time that we do a public Jose Barrios Aldo thing in operation. We're gonna follow through with all the things that we agreed upon. We keep the name of this physical building as Jose Barrios. We're still the Aldo Leopold Charter School. We used to be in a physical building called Rich Hall. We will keep the name of the building as that. The garden, we will name after Cynthia Nanez and Aldo educator Mark Cantrell. And in the lobby, we put in a historical exhibit of everything about this building going back to North Silver Elementary, which is what it was when it was made in 1949. When it was at that time, the largest elementary school in all of New Mexico.
Oh, yeah.
The Silver City was a very popular, the economy was great in the post-World War II mining era. So it's interesting stuff.
So the celebration is at noon.
Celebration is at noon to 1.
Right out front.
Right up front. At 1 p.m., the Chamber of Commerce will be here and we're gonna have the big scissors and a big piece of tape and we're gonna cut the ribbon. There'll be some musical performances from students and staff. Some speeches from students, staff that were students at Aldo and JB and former governing council members. And then we're gonna have an open house and then we're gonna have school. After this event is done, school, had a lot of events.
So just so I get it right.
Yeah.
At noon is when the cutting
Right.
and at 1, okay, 1 to 3, 1 to 3.
Yes, 1 to 3 is open house, 12 to 1 is the event, celebration, the speeches, the music. And then at 1 p.m. we cut the ribbon, and then after the ribbon is cut, in a metaphorical way, people can now.
So noon is the time to be here.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I'm trying to say. Okay.
Parking will be
So,
limited, good luck.
okay,
Ride a bike.
so an opening ceremony.
I have been riding my
Right.
bike.
Please
You know
send
the
that
best
to you.
part of riding
Yeah,
a bike
please.
is when you say this,
had that.
That's on
when you walk
Facebook.
around the rest of the day and you just.
Okay.
how much better you are than you are taking everyone else's class. I joke.
Kinda does, kind of.
Morgan. you want
I'll
the
just
next
do
one?
this. I'll do this. Thank you.
Okay, just a couple more photos. So this is point out here's some students engaging in our wonderful green outdoor property during the first week. First week of school is all backpack base camp. Backpack base camp curriculum has been revamped to have more community building components, as well as give the students the tools that they, in my expert opinion, truly need to go backpacking. And so it's really kind of fine tuning that stuff for some hiking. Removed a lot of there used to be like this emergency response part that has been removed because it was providing more fear than it was reassurance. And we have staff that are wilderness first responders. And so it's not something that students need to feel the burden of managing. That is an adult responsibility. Students need to be students and work on the leadership and that kind of thing. So just a little philosophical note on backpack base camp. And then the first all school, high school, it's a wide angle lens, so it looks kind of odd. But first all school meeting in this space that we're in right now. There's also one outside, so we can do outdoor, indoor, depending on where the sun is and what's going on. Really cool.
So cool.
Nice to get everyone in the same spot. This was during norm setting, so you can maybe see there's poster board all around this room, and then all the students had little sticky dots. And so there's key things on each poster, and the students went around and put the dots on the ones that they really thought meant a lot to them. And then we're creating buy-in for the norms and culture of the school. It's really great. Yes, go
Like
ahead.
that base camp we used to have up at Little one.
Yes, we still use Little Walnut, but we do a lot more of it here now because we can.
Okay.
that was one of the challenges of Western New Mexico University. While it's a beautiful campus and there are nice green spaces and there's a nice shade, et cetera, there's really nowhere that's a large level area to do big group things, set up tents, because you're not gonna set up a tent on a 40-degree slope on the grassy knoll. So those things went a really long way this year, which is again, part of the philosophy of like, we don't have to drive. We're a school that values our environmental impact and sustainability. You can walk, you can ride your bike, we do that. And so we did go to Little Walnut for the hiking on Gomez Peak because we don't have vertical terrain around here. But other than that, yeah, we did as much as we could here.
Cool.
And then I think just one more, Morgan, and then I'll relent. Oh, yes, and this is the launch photos. The bike, you can tell which photos I took and which ones Jay Hemphill took because the Jay Hemphill ones look really nice. This was a Jay Hemphill photo. He's also one of the coaches for the mountain bike team, if you didn't know. State champions for the last 5 years, just for the audience out there on Zoom.
3 of the last 5?
We won 3 of the last 5.
Wow.
Ethan Hemphill is largely to credit for a lot of that.
There's a young him.
Yeah.
There is a good handle by quite a bit of time, and maybe more honorable in some ways than the athletic achievements. Is last year the team won the team spirit award. So that means something. And if you know anything about NICA is probably the most positive youth athletic organization in the entire country. It is the opposite of the sort of tropes of Little League baseball kind of culture and all about the sportsmanship and the participation and engagement. So really cool stuff. And there's a lot more, but this has already been too long, so I'm gonna wrap it up with that.
Thanks, Jim.
Very quickly, this is registering an opinion. I'm not a teacher here anymore, but I found profound value in teaching the first aid courses, and I never felt like they were fear-based, and that I didn't do all the courses. As a lapsed wilderness first responder, though, I think it's good that kids have a grounding in that. I just feel like it's part of physical education. It's part of lifelong learning about health. And I just want to take up for that.
That's fair, and I should provide more context and say we still do a significant medical component, and it is about self-care and prevention of the things that frequently happen on backpacking trips. Blisters, spilled boiling water is the most common severe injury in the backcountry. Things like that, adjusting your pack fitting, and some of the things, and I was not here for those days, so I can't speak to what totally occurred, but looking at some of the previous curriculum, it's like, how do I splint a broken leg? And in the over 1,000 days of backpacking trips I've led, people don't break their legs. And so it was just, and that's really scary for students to think about, is like, oh my God, how am I going to put Harry's leg back? But there's merit in both. Like, you have to address the reality of those kind of situations and some of the objective hazards that you can't control, like lightning during monsoon season, but also give them the tools to have agency for themselves, which is like, dry your socks at night, change your underwear, make sure you filter your water, make sure that if you feel something on your foot, you take care of it before it becomes a blister. Those kind of things. And then down the road, especially for the seniors that are in the senior seminar and those that are ready to take that next step, that's when they get to go into more of the woofa type scenarios about like, okay, what happens if someone dislocates a shoulder or breaks the bone or something like that? And so both exist.
Thanks. Okay, let's move on to old business. We introduce item A. Ally Hennigan is dealing with our Idea B federal special ed application for this year, and belatedly found out that this document needs to be signed by me, that is offering assurance that the governing council has annually approved our special ed policies. So those policies are massive, and my hope is you all will be okay with my assurance that we have not changed a single word of those. And when you hopefully approve this item, you'll be saying that you're okay with no changes. And you do, in fact, reapprove, so that I can sign this and give it to Ally and we can get our Idea B money.
And they're consistent with state regulations.
Absolutely, they are. Yep. Uncomfortable with that situation. In that case, I make a motion that we, as a governing council, reaffirm our existing special ed policies.
Second.
Thank you. All in favor, say aye. Aye. It's unanimous. All right, on to homework.
Alex, you were the second on that. Sorry, this question.
Last meeting, we punted 3 different things. Kick the can if you're not a football player. Review the list of annual PEC requirements. Is the first item. And Will provided me this version of it that I think you all have. Sure.
It's in the OneDrive.
Where it isn't is on the website where it's supposed to be, and it's still not there in the state. I don't understand. Somehow they had it to give to you, and they gave me the web address of where it's supposed to be.
Oh, is there 404 or
If
something?
it's not there, no, it's just 25-26
Oh, wow.
instead of 26-27. Yep, and they've got 24-25. They have not added this year's. So that was frustrating, because I was counting on that to print out a different version format, but no big deal. So I propose that since hopefully we've all done our homework, we just go through this, and if we get to some place where you had a question, you ask your question. Is that an okay way to approach this?
Is this the one we were taking notes in
No,
in one of the columns?
I don't think so. I think that was the indicators of success survey.
Okay.
It's this guy. I mean, you may have been taking notes somehow, but
Yeah, I don't know. It's dead.
well, so given your face and maybe your face, I could just read these. I could read the standards. And then if you have questions based on what I read,
Do we have,
You can-
we have no electronic version?
I have none because
Okay.
it's not available on
Yeah.
the state.
Well, then why don't we just,
don't know if Will has one.
can we table this?
It
Because
might be-
they,
no, we
they
cannot.
don't.
We tabled it last month. We have
But
to
they do
look at
not
this year.
have an updated version for us to look at.
They have it, they've sent it.
Oh.
They have sent it to us.
Get out of it.
They just don't have it online.
Go ahead.
Let's go for it.
I mean, somebody said it was in the OneDrive. I actually couldn't find it.
I-
OneDrive?
I said that with great confidence, but I'm actually not sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, and my
I looked-
computer died, so I can't.
I didn't find it in OneDrive, Will. I was depending on this that you can,
I can. That was called.
I can tell you, 2026 to dash 27, annual state charter school compliance requirements. Every charter school, every state charter school has this.
And we just need to, our task is to review it, let you know if we have any questions, and then post it on our website.
We don't have to post it on the
Oh.
website. Our task is to
Approve it.
review it, and I am going to provide our feedback to them as to our evaluation of how we are doing in terms of compliance. And I am to report that we think we're doing perfectly, or we think we're doing well, but these items need improvement, or we think we're not
We need
doing well at
support.
all.
But like.
If we report
need
B or
support.
C, I think even if we report A, we can ask for help. This is related, well, this is actually the item that is directly related to the grants.
Okay.
But this is all part of the same process that the PC wants us to do, might feed into those grants. I mean, I have a few questions, but I think when I read through these, most of you will say, oh yeah, we're doing that, or Will, are we doing that?
So maybe we should just.
Yeah,
do
why don't we just do that? Okay, first, so there are like 9 sections, and within each section there are 3 to 7 items. Just to give you a sense of how long this might go. Okay, in our contract, we have a mission statement, and the standard we are held to is our contractual mission statement promoted and implemented. And I didn't have any questions about that. I feel like we are doing that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Enrollment and grade levels. Enroll and serve students within the enrollment cap and grade levels authorized. Check.
Seems like it.
Amendments and notifications. Timely submission of they're referring to the charter contract amendments. Requests and notifications. The only one I can even remember is the location one that we all went through and did that as timely as we could do. Other than that, I don't think we've had them, so I think it's a check. Okay. Under college and career readiness, this is a question I have for Will, because I don't know, are we implementing next step plans?
Yes, we are.
Yeah,
Okay.
we have to
Yes,
do
we are.
that
That
every year.
was. It's called indicator.
We have a lot of these. How about a yes?
Yes.
No, no, it's not
A
chocolate.
literacy plan. Apparently, the Literacy Bureau provides a literacy plan. I know nothing about this.
Yes.
It's a check. Okay, you're our agent. Does Mr. Cheney timely submit and validate our 40th, 80th, 120th day data?
Mr. Cheney does, yeah.
That's who I mean. Just trying to scare him. Education personnel, do our staff members have valid and appropriate educator licensure and cleared background checks?
Yes, or they're accessible.
How many are in the process of acquiring?
One,
And how about background checks?
all good.
Okay.
Is the
One,
deadline the end of the month for this, or is it?
End of the month.
So we still could have time for that data to come in, so we can say we're 100%.
They will totally understand it. We only
Oh,
have
okay.
one who's acquiring a licensure. That's really good.
Very.
Yeah.
It's a reciprocity issue from the teacher.
I don't have any problem saying one is getting it. Do we have signed contracts? And then will we have, well, I guess you could speak to last year, I suppose. Did we have signed evaluations of all licensed school?
Every single one,
Good.
submitted to Elevate.
Do we offer a beginning teacher membership program?
We do.
Check, check, check. Language and culture. We're almost done with page one. Accurate and timely screening, identification, and services provided to English language learners.
Do we have any students?
Are we in compliance with the Indian Education Act? That actually doesn't apply to us. We don't meet this definition. Anyway, are we in compliance with the Hispanic Education Act? Does,
And the Black.
and the Black Education. Okay, that's my next question. I don't know how you knew.
It's on the website.
Compliance with the Attendance for Success Act. Laugh. Okay. Do we provide menstrual products in our school bathrooms?
We do. We do, and we are compliant with the latest. Just you have to offer it in at least one of the male bathrooms as well.
Okay. New Mexico's awesome. Safe Schools Plan. Is our Safe Schools Plan current?
No. Safe school plan is not current. Safe school plan is being recreated school facility.
Because of all the maps and tons of.
So we have our safe school plan and we have the former Jose Barrios Elementary School safe school plan, and we're fusing them. Each one.
Oh my gosh,
First
that's a
man.
lot of work. Thank you. Do we provide water safety guidance in our enrollment materials?
Can't confidently say yes or no.
Okay, it's a question.
There are policies in the.
Yes.
Right.
In the handbook?
Well, I don't know about
The
the handbook. I was gonna say.
Sure. If it's in the handbook, we're good.
Okay.
Because
I
we
was
get
thinking
the
of like
student
the-
handbook there.
Yeah,
This was the risk management handbook, not the parent student handbook. That, I mean, that's the only thing I know about. Yeah. That's different.
As parents.
Yeah, it's true.
Well, this is
In the
broader than
past.
that.
It
This
is,
is,
but I'm wondering if I just remember the kayaking and it's
We
actually,
do.
no.
It's in the handbook.
it's in the handbook?
Good, good, good.
Beautiful. It's a check mark. Okay, here's another one totally new to me. Do we have an anti-distraction policy?
Anti-distraction.
What it says here is
Is that the
that
phone? Is that the?
this is part of the safe and healthy schools. It could easily be the cell phone policy that we adopted.
We do have that.
But it doesn't say so.
You know why it's not? Because that comes later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if this is for students who have ADHD, that you have some kind of way for them to deal with things and you don't say, you either put that down or you go out in the hall. I mean, that's my guess. I'm not an expert, but there are little
Okay.
toys, I mean, little manipulatives.
I'm
that you
again
use.
fine turning something in that says, actually, we need to learn about this. It's fine. We need to learn about something.
We do bring up. Foster a distraction-free and. honestly say that we have a policy for distraction.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay, I'll flag that. How is our implementation of immunization requirements?
Totally good,
Totally good?
totally good.
Check.
There's a fair number of folks that have exemptions.
Do we have a current New Mexico Dash annual plan?
We sure do.
And are we up to date with our 90-day plans? I guess you'd have to go over last year.
Yeah, from last year, 90-day plans and but dash plans are both not due yet. So they've not been submitted yet, but the ones from last year are, and we will submit the ones for this year.
All we can do is what the most, yeah,
Yeah.
we're up to date. We do have an Open Meetings Act policy.
Sure do.
Check mark. Complaint policy for families and staff.
Yep.
Check. FERPA and IPRA policies.
Yep.
Conflict of interest and nepotism.
Yep.
Student discipline.
Yep.
Bullying. Wireless communication device policy. Reporting distance learning membership.
Yes, that's a new one. Yeah.
It's new to me, that's
Yeah,
for sure.
that's new. They're collecting data on that for SEG funding.
Okay.
We don't have any.
Yeah. Do we provide high quality literacy instruction?
Does it say eight? Not, that's not HQIM, is not the acronym that they use for that.
Well, HQLIA.
H qualia.
Is this,
Say yes, but that's because we use the high quality instructional materials for all of our instruction.
You know what?
I think,
I would
I think
guess
of
that's it.
Fiona. I thought that was what they were asking, but I don't.
No, I don't think so. I don't think this
That's
is like Title I.
Oh, okay.
I think this is our compliance with the state's expectations about
Like if
culturally and
you've
linguistically relevant materials, stuff like
and if
that.
you've
Yeah.
chosen a curriculum from their list.
Everything's off of HQIM. So if it's H,
HQIM, high quality instructional materials.
Right.
Mhm.
Okay, that might be what they meant. Okay, I'm gonna put a check question. Math and Science Education Act?
yeah, Holly and I talked about. this. What's the question? It just says math and science education.
Yes, that's all it says.
Yes.
That made.
You know what's funny? This is under the broad category of school policies. And within that broad category, the quote, standard is math and science education.
I have my Math and Science Education Act, isn't that from like 1978? And that set up the math
I was in
and
high
science,
school.
and that set up the Math and Science Bureau within the PED. Is that the one?
I have no idea. I'm so sorry. It does say per Math and Science Bureau. I don't know what the act is. I honestly never heard of this as a math teacher. Fine.
Let's read you the overview,
Set-
the act.
Senate Bill 29. So.
Recent in 1970.
No.
According to what I've seen, we.
Almost done. Within special education, are we compliant with the Individuals with Disabilities Education Act?
We sure are. In fact, I was gonna mention that during the records report, we received, because previously we had, we did not meet the requirement for indicator 13, which was the next step plans. But from the 25-26 school year, we meet all the requirements. We have no issues at all with, special ed.
Beautiful.
Yeah, awesome.
We compliant with all state special education laws, rules and guidance. Okay, last two questions are for us under governance. Governing board meetings are webcast and archived.
Yep.
Governing board completes and submits an episode of the annual Indicators of Success Survey. We're about to do that. Be a check mark by the end of the meeting.
I'm so glad they didn't ask our minutes from the governing council.
Always 10
meetings
days or less.
With it, yes.
But they do check, they do look from up there. They go to our website and see if they're posted. Okay. All right, on to item C under old business, review the charter contract, including the performance framework, mission specific goals. This, I believe, was available.
I thought we did this, no?
We booted it. This was actually, I think, Jim, the person who most stridently requested postponing so he could do homework.
That was so we could get out of the meeting at a reasonable hour.
In this case, I mean, whatever, I've been through this carefully a few times, actually, because it's very important to our chartering. I don't feel like in this case I need to go through it just like I did there. But I would like to know if anybody else took a look at it. Did you have any concerns at all? Was there anything that you would say we didn't meet? Right, the standards are meet, working to meet, and does not meet.
Glance at it.
Yeah, sure.
Did you feel like there were some working to meets? Oh, sorry.
I think so. So one problem is that now this is kind of old, but I thought I sent that out. And wasn't long before our last meeting. So people, like, it was 3 days or something. So people had an excuse not to have read it 3 days before the last meeting. But I'm not positive where it is now. Yeah, I can't say I put it in the OneDrive, but it's email.
Indicators of success.
That's coming next.
No, but that's a July 3rd.
Says the governing board has adopted and maintains financial related policies.
Similar to the special ed ones, we have adopted those over the years. I'm not sure what they mean by maintain, but
Yeah, and it kind of sounds like if that's on us, and they should be policies that we own in a way that we don't own the special ed policy, is what it sounds like to me. Like, we don't
don't own
own,
because we didn't write most of the rules about special ed.
right,
Similarly, we didn't write most of the rules about financial policies, actually. There are things like cash deposits have to be made within 24 hours.
okay, so this is kind of has adopted, yes, we have adopted and maintain. It just means we keep up to date with any
I
changes.
believe that's what maintain must
Okay,
mean.
not that
I don't think we
we,
have to reaffirm them every year. Yeah. No, it's a good question. But the thing, yeah. So the things like, there's policies that we have to follow,
Sure.
straight out of statute. So in the sense that special ed is dictated by someone else,
so is the
this.
financial,
There's almost nothing I could
that
think
we
of.
would have had to make a decision.
Exactly right.
Right, like
We just
need
have said 60,000 is the limit, we're doing just 60,000.
Yeah.
5,000 is a fixed asset, we're doing 5,000. We take what they tell us. Nothing, Jim?
No, but I remember seeing this.
It might even have been earlier. It's possible that it was
That's what I was kind of looking.
a month early or something in preparation.
Besides that one question,
Yeah.
nothing seems red flag
That's
to me.
what I felt like when I looked over.
Yeah. Or even a little baby yellow flag, like no flags, no flags. month.
Yeah. Today. I can't believe somebody brought these. I haven't.
Plus, like that
What?
butter
I don't
bites
think so.
instead,
Oh,
like
peanut
peanut butter and
Those are really
chocolate.
good.
Well, that's not bad. Peanut butter and chocolate.
I'm happy with that.
Our family doesn't buy those. We buy healthier ones.
Are you kidding me? They're in the same row as all the other
I'm
ones.
telling you.
They're all equally.
Peanut butter and
I
chocolate
bet if you look at
doesn't
the,
pass
The
muster.
same.
I bet if you look at the nutritional.
Person in our household who shops at the Co-op.
I bet they have the same amount of fiber, same amount of protein.
Same amount of sugar.
Same, probably.
They're not
same
individual
amount of
mark.
sugar.
Good, done.
I'm done.
We need to, you all need to tell me, do you have any concerns? And then I will report that we have reviewed this and we feel we meet.
I feel we need.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. On to the indicator of success survey.
Yeah.
And
I think
that-
everybody, including Aaron, filled out the
Yeah,
survey.
we
Thank
have
you for
the-
putting that up.
Right, it's recorded in
just
columns.
can't.
Do you all want to give me any instructions other than taking the average and reporting that? Now, I'm gonna have to round because when I report it,
It's gotta be whole number.
I have to do whole number. Exactly right.
It's probably gonna work to our.
Is that gonna work to our advantage?
Yeah,
I don't think there's an advantage or a disadvantage. This is not. The advantage might be lower numbers
oh, yeah, okay,
for getting a grant. I don't know. I'm
gotcha.
just gonna try to be as accurate as I can be
Sure.
with our averages, unless you would like to talk, unless anybody would like to talk about any of them in particular.
I was sort of like talk towards a team value, like,
Yes, technically, we are
consensus.
charged with coming to consensus. But coming to consensus
Did you
on 47,
I
30
know.
different things sounds ridiculous.
Were there that are where we're
glaring.
so divergent?
No, I didn't see any, did you?
Okay. Haven't
I
looked at
didn't
it.
bring my computer.
Yeah, because I don't do homework, so I didn't look at, I haven't looked at it since the last time.
Next time we boot something because we have to do homework, we're gonna have to figure out what to do about that.
About the homework.
Do you do homework?
I mean, I was like, I
I'm
snatched
just going through
class. I didn't do the homework.
There were, Harry, as I recall, I mean, I did that a month ago,
Well,
but
these are really good.
I think there were a number of the items that I couldn't really address because I just was too
Well,
ignorant.
and that's what I
There were a lot of
remember.
blanks.
There were a lot of
And
blanks.
that's what I remember as well,
Yep.
is that there were a lot of things where
In the
it's,
end, there was only one thing that all of us were
All
blank on,
Should we talk about that? So
No.
we can.
because we're all blank, we have nothing to say.
Okay.
I don't think there's anything to talk about on that.
I just was thinking of whoever the audience is for this. I don't really understand who the audience is, and I thought we had to turn in something.
The
It looks like we
audience?
neglected this one.
Is the Charter School Division acting as staff for the Public Education Commission?
So are they gonna come back to us, I guess is my question, and say, hey,
no, because
Okay.
they're terribly understaffed and overworked.
Unfortunately, that's true.
yeah,
Not only that, but this is our own self-evaluation tool. Their expectation is that we use this.
And that we just do it, and that we've shown that.
Okay.
Yeah, it's probably just a box, right? Like, yes, they did it.
It's
They
this
thought about
exact
it.
survey.
Yeah.
And I have to give a number.
Yeah. Yeah.
But they want only one from the entire.
well, I've always felt there is a value in self-evaluation. I also don't want to prolong the meeting, but is there, should we visit this in some?
We would need somebody to project the spreadsheet.
Well,
Somebody's,
I know you hate
somebody have
homework.
to send the spreadsheet to Morgan. I don't know how else to do it.
I'll do it now.
I'd love some feedback from you all. If this feels like, shut up, I totally
No.
understand. Just, we're gonna take the
Let's do
time to
it.
do it. Let's at least
Talk about it?
talk about it. a couple
All right.
Yeah,
We have
let's do it.
plenty of time. So I'm
Let's do
fine with that. But for us to do that, somebody with a computer that's open is gonna have to go to our
And then
docs.
connect.
OneDrive?
Yes.
Yeah.
OneDrive. It's just in the general directory, not in the
Oh, okay.
documents,
It's not in the-
specific meeting.
Okay.
I think I can probably share.
Is this you, Jackie, who brought this? Or was
No,
it Tony?
Honey,
You were also.
I
encouraged.
brought your orange.
Did you really? You
Yeah.
brought those?
Yeah.
You found them like in
It's
Jose
an Excel.
Barrios leftovers?
Is it-
They were in the store. Yeah.
Which one? Which one does it want to send it to?
All
Yeah,
those
Morgan
CS.
got changing all those, yes. Okay. Sent. Okay.
scanning to see if there are large discrepancies. Number 12, which is line 14, is the first one where I see a discrepancy of 2.
Revenue board in my school's chair is in regular communication with the authorizer. So you see that little red triangle that's on there?
Mhm.
That means there's a note there.
Yeah, you want to hover over
Can
that,
you,
Maureen?
yeah, can you open up that note? Because I bet I said something about like, I guess I don't.
Not
really know.
there, down farther.
Oh,
That
right,
one,
the
right?
red.
Yeah.
Well, I'd say that I am in regular communication with the authorizer.
Like
via
how
email.
regularly? Like,
Depends on who you, like their staff, twice a month.
and that, so twice a month regular, okay, fine.
I mean, it's
Change
been
my
more,
answer
it's
to,
been 4 times this month, probably.
put it so our average goes up, put it up 4, like everybody else.
So we're average, so. You could have found President Trump the 15,175 votes he did.
Do it.
We had a lot of 3s on, numbers.
Or
Oh,
regularly
yeah,
engage with
right.
school staff and
Well, I
community.
think that's probably pretty,
There too, look
that's
at,
probably
Hover.
just by existing in Silver City and all of you being on
Can
the.
I vote up 5 to that, to bring up the average, because I think.
Yeah, Alex, your full column is blue.
The reason I rated it a 3 was because it said staff and community.
Where's the policy?
Because why?
Convenient distraction.
Yeah. Because it said staff and community, like,
Trying to hear Jim.
oh, sorry. It says the governing board regularly engages with school staff and community, and I don't talk about the school with the community a lot anymore. When I was a teacher and people knew that, I just said, oh, it's in the middle. That's why. Just trying to be honest
oh,
about
I
it.
read it differently.
I read it differently also.
Like school community.
Yeah,
Oh,
yep,
like parents of.
Yep.
But I couldn't give myself much credit for that either. I talk to teachers, but I don't talk to them anymore. Just being honest. I mean, it's-
or students, or, those
I
kind
think,
of,
yeah, I think it means school community. I think they're trying to get to that.
I was still rated a 3 because
Okay.
staff is it for me. Mostly.
and you can see, I think you can see why I rated it a 3 is because I feel like we do the minimum, right, with the attending the GC meetings and all of that, but they're like, I even put a little recommendation in there, like volunteering with the backpacking or unpacking or that sort of thing could be something that the GC, I think I've mentioned
You
this,
sure did.
that the GC could kind of, I see those experiences more valuable than sitting on a committee, actually.
I agree, actually.
So I don't know if we can, like, if we have leverage for that or whatever, but this is a self-evaluation and
Yeah.
that's what's happening. We're
Well,
evaluating
you're
ourselves.
exactly right.
You're right.
Tanya, you
Those are my
didn't feel that we're capable of leading the work we need to do?
What's that?
You're neutral about whether we're capable of leading the work the school needs to do.
Where's that?
That's question 11,
Question 11.
which is row
The governing
13.
board is capable of leading the work school needs to do. Did I put a note there? Cause I don't remember. Sure. The governing board is capable of leading the work the school needs to do. We don't do the work of the school. I have a problem with it.
Hmm.
Now you got me.
Apparently,
Because
didn't write this question.
a lot of these questions read like we're supposed to micromanage the school. And that's not our job. And so to me, that question probably, I'm thinking that's the space I was in, right? Like leading the
No,
work of the
leading-
school.
leading the work doesn't mean doing the work. It means
How do I lead
supervising.
the work?
What?
How do I lead the work that
By supervising the guy who's
Yeah.
the main contact.
And we do have a responsibility as a board for the educational quality of the school. That's
Mhm.
what's
That's right.
being on a board
We
meeting.
don't teach
So that's
at
why
all.
I gave this.
It's responsible.
do we do curriculum review as a board? How do we do that
If you're on
if
the
we're not,
committee.
I'm on the,
We could, absolutely could.
so I'm just,
Should we wish to?
well, because that would feel more like we're leading the work to me of what the school needs to do.
Interesting, not to me.
But it feels like micromanagement, which we're not supposed to be doing, so I don't like this question.
do it instead.
I don't
wanna
like
Make
the-
sure we're hiring good staff
And that they're doing
and
it.
they're doing it.
And I would also rely upon, and do rely upon the director's report to tell me, oh, the school is staying focused on experiential education. It's not drifting into being Silver High School.
Yeah.
That's
I
right.
guess I just don't like this question. You can
Yeah.
take my vote out, actually, just leave it blank, because I abstain from answering this question.
Which one?
Number three, yep, right there, and just take it out. Then the average will
You
go
know
up.
what? I would have reported 4 anyway, Tanya, so. All I lost.
Now you're at a 4.
Well, it's the word capable, that's the key. Definitely capable.
We're definitely capable, but the thing,
Okay, wow, why did we waste all that time? We could have just relied on that. Trying to self-evaluate.
that's true.
I think some of these we can skip, but I think all the board questions, since that's us.
Yeah, you want to scroll down slowly, Morgan? I don't want to skip it if there's a big discrepancy. So number
Yeah.
27. I'm a 3 and Jib's a 5.
I'm not
I
in,
actually feel pretty strongly about that.
wait, no, I'm not, I didn't read.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
did.
you did.
Wait, I can't see.
In real time.
Which one, Alex? 25?
It's question
27?
27.
Oh, I'm sorry, I thought you said.
There is
Should I
a
not
process
do
and
that?
procedure for developing the budget that is clear.
You should be serious about
No,
it.
I-
If you're just splitting the difference, then no, don't do it.
Right.
Well, I was going back to
Because-
filling out the forms days when I would bring it to your office and I would,
But that's not developing a budget.
oh.
What
okay.
you're referring
I
to
think-
is
Yeah,
control of purchases. Right? Developing the budget
Yeah. I'm
In
not
my
privy to
experience
that,
on this-
so I did not.
board, we're pretty much at the end of the line. We get assured that the finance committee has done stuff and then we just boom, understand. The board itself really isn't
Yeah,
seeing the process, doesn't see me. That's
So
why I
that-
gave it a 3.
yeah. And I would give it a blank or an I don't know, because
I probably would, to be honest, I think I sort of thought procedure for following the budget, and I think that's how I interpret, which is not. Blank.
Who's answered question 30? Is that right?
So,
Value.
It's a bad question.
That is.
Stay on.
yeah.
Right, that's the stupidest question.
Me feel stupid for answering.
Stupid what?
For answering.
But really, all financial decisions, come on.
Yeah, that's.
This one.
I'm reading it as all financial decisions that need to be made.
Yeah.
So that's how I read it.
Which I do think is fair, anything.
Actually, I would give it a 5.
Like. rip on.
that triggers when something comes to the governing council. Like, how do you decide?
By the statute.
60,000, no?
60.
Those are those financial rules that we
Exactly right.
that we maintain, where do they live? If I wanted to read them, where do they live? I'm not going to because I don't do homework, but just wondering.
They don't live, unfortunately, they don't live in a cohesive unit. Many of them can be found in the school. Policies.
It would be
This was
good
a
if,
project
An issue.
I never finished when I was employed. Just didn't have time to actually pull them all together,
yeah,
but they should all be.
that I would appreciate that, because then I
They
would,
exist, but yeah.
yeah, because then I wouldn't, I would, have another place to go for questions rather
No,
than just.
it
starting
absolutely
them.
should be done.
I don't know where we put, so in our self-evaluation mode here, we can put a note on one of these,
Mhm.
like using, the right click, we can teach Will how to put a note in or something, so that we remember to do that. So that we ask the right person to do it, or we form a small committee to do it, or
They didn't
something,
even ask the question here.
so it doesn't exist.
They didn't ask that question about whether the governing council is informed about the school's financial policy.
Right.
Exactly how you phrase it.
Well, one place we can put it is in that line 30, just off to the side, maybe in another column, wherever you want to put it, just put. Because it kind of, it kind of
Yeah. Who's got
tends
access
to
this?
that,
Somebody
right?
want to just make a quick note for question 30 off to the side. It says, highlight lack of cohesive financial policy in. Why can't I see the type?
Probably when you hit
I guess it's
enter.
the error.
To it. So I think that's 100% of. It's an error.
Not on that, Buzz.
I just stopped on, yeah, I agree. Similar, isn't.
Question 29 is incredibly stupid. We're not allowed to have debt.
Yeah, it's a term.
We don't even have debt. We have a lease
These
purchase
purchase arrangement.
agreement. Yeah, arrangement,
Arrangement.
exactly. And if we don't pay it, then we just lose the building. We don't have to pay money.
Anything else? Discussion?
It's probably 6 more lines we can't see.
I didn't fill in everything with talent, not because I would have been critical, but I didn't know because I just didn't, honestly, I'd go with whatever Will said was accurate. What he tells me. I assume all the staff are teaching in their certified area, but I wasn't
Yeah.
gonna say, yeah, sure.
Yeah. That, I would say I'm on board with you. That's why those are all blanks for me because of the,
And you can put in a 5 for a regular. Let's talk about graduation with the students. We talked about that last week.
You're talking about question 36?
It would be 56.
Jim?
That would be a
No, that's where the state platform is actually really helpful.
So under culture, all left number 40 blank.
we're not allowed to know that.
That's a good point.
It's also what an interestingly worded question.
Well, they wanna make sure
Handled
we're not-
consistently across students. So, wow. Given
all the above.
practice program, might respond to things different. Societal.
That's the way I interpret it.
Sure, he's thrilled.
He's
Student behavior.
still with us, though. He's
Yeah.
still with us. Eyes are
Doesn't he
open.
have to be?
He's engaged. He scrolls when we say to scroll, so I know he's paying attention.
We'll negotiate.
This is impressive. This is
Yes.
impressive.
I mean, I feel like my historical knowledge of that question is.
Well, I go back
Much
to,
lower.
we are
Right.
not
Yeah.
allowed to know. Like, I think, right? Like,
We're not allowed to know, but we also know stuff.
Right, we
well,
How
because
about
it's a
this?
small town,
Have
but
we
I
received
think
any complaints?
we haven't
That
received.
that is not the
Not
case.
this year.
I haven't heard any.
no regard. So
Based
is that
on that-
5? Is that 3? Right.
Should we know? What more do we want to know than what we hear?
Yeah.
Or wait for the complaints? Is there some other way? And in the spirit of self-evaluation, is there something in that we want to hear in that director's report that helps us feel more confident about answering this with a 5?
We're not big enough for director's report to,
I'm just
Yeah.
saying,
No, I
like,
know.
right? Like,
I'm sorry.
it's,
my
yeah.
voice sounded funny.
Yes, we now.
I'm just being frustrated.
We have to bring We didn't have a discipline. Right.
We actually did have a discipline.
Before it was willy-nilly.
And there is a, I mean, there's a written and digital record of these kind of things occurring, of like, I mean, for an example, here's to provide some consistency to this, depending on the student subgroups. If you reach 10 days of out-of-school suspension, you will have either an expulsion meeting, or if you have an IEP or BIP, a manifestation determination meeting, then we will make the choice that is best for that student following that. And that's like a reasonably standardized model. And there's a record of all of the things that lead into that. If you have 3 of these reports, you're gonna get a day of suspension, and then when you return from suspension, you're gonna be reintegrated into the community via the restorative practices matrix.
You know, I give it a 5 after this discussion, I guess.
We know there's a policy
Mhm.
that if employed properly seems to do the thing.
So,
Yeah.
and we've heard nothing to the contrary.
Do we need regular, I still am gonna go back to this, do we need regular checkups on this kind of question? Since it was blank from all of us at the beginning. Or no?
We need to hear about things that are consequences to the school.
And thing, so I'm just, That's-
Yeah, that's.
yeah, yeah.
Feel like if we interacted with the school community more
We would maybe
extensively,
ignore,
one way of
that makes sense,
better intending.
yeah.
You know, I know a little bit about, very little bit about the graduate from last year who the staff really could. I think of things like that. I hear about that from, you know, I'll say, hey, how many are we graduating this year? And, you know, the kids that I taught before, I'll say, how are they doing? And so that's, my knowledge is purely anecdotal. I mean, I'm willing to give that a 5, but I know that the school is very good about moving people along and helping them and finding the best of them. So
I think so too.
is that consistent across subgroups? Probably not. You know what I mean? But that's not bad. I'm not seeing violations based on picking on a kid because they're ADHD. I'm not seeing differences in gender identity. I'm not seeing differences in Latino kids versus Anglo kids. So I could give that a 5.
Mhm.
easily.
Okay,
Does that make this too complicated?
no, I'm ready to move on to the last.
Yeah. I think it's totally, doesn't honor someone's target.
I give 5.
Which one's here?
Based on the second half of the compound question.
We've always struggled with this issue
Yeah.
because we have 2, we have way more than 2, but we have a special ed population that needs certain expectations. I've always felt like the special education expectations were too low, and that's for 14 years at the school,
Right.
in general.
As a parent, I never felt that I
That's your 3.
Mhm.
You were
Yeah.
also responding to the second half primarily.
No, I mean, I don't know that how clear they were either.
Oh, no, okay.
And a lot of my numbers that I have put in here are, you know, historical. They're not necessarily
Fair.
current, you know.
Right.
But I don't. No, I never felt that there was it's clear enough expectations.
Okay.
and consequences. Okay, sorry.
It's a really interesting question for sure. Because subjective and open to interpretation, with the caveat that I think the second piece, the governing council is better able to
Who
answer.
signed as governing council president, madam?
Oh,
Are you unable?
yes, that's much size type. Sorry.
Well, point easy, Aaron.
Didn't, just when I came in, I didn't know.
I signed in the wrong.
I could.
That's fine.
So they don't really care.
Probably doesn't matter.
Imagine they care.
Just cross it out.
You're gonna put the school name up here?
Okay,
Well, okay, so we're
question
just.
49, who feels comfortable with the survey that we?
Right.
Phil, I think we're good.
I mean, it is self-reflection.
Jim, you're the next as secretary. I signed in Tanya's place.
I only have a pencil. Do you have a pen?
Man.
Okay, well,
Thank you.
I feel fine submitting numbers that are all around to the nearest integer,
Excellent.
okay?
Mm-hmm.
And I can report that we've reviewed them.
Yay.
Under new business,
I think there was some value in that.
yeah, I agree. Would someone like to nominate someone?
Yes. I would like to nominate Kate Bradley to the governing council.
Second,
Oh, but before I do that, we wanted to have, this was part of this conversation. We nominating her to complete the term or on her own
Sure,
term?
let's part of this conversation.
uh,
The nomination doesn't require a second, it's not an action item, it's just an official nomination.
Okay,
So,
I'm just gonna say.
the charter
Sorry, go ahead.
school annual review. I had a question that made me realize we would. That the question was something along the lines of people are appointed to complete terms. And so I was like, oh, we better start doing it that, because that's what they're asking. It's probably one of those things. They're not going to prepare if that's not happening. So why don't we decide which way we would rather do it? Somebody. When somebody resigns midterm before they finish. Does the person get a 3-year term who replaces them, or do they finish that person's term? Essentially the question.
I would, it seems most, let me think about this. I was gonna say, it seems pretty standard procedure for them to finish a term and then be voted back in for the next 3, to start an official term, right? So, but that usually happens with appointment too, right? But we don't behave that way. I'm just thinking out loud.
thinking
I'm just thinking out loud.
governmentally.
Yeah, thinking of.
I think that's appropriate for somebody to finish the term and then the board votes. It's actually advantageous for the board if something goes wrong.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm not expecting that a bit with Kate.
that's right.
Here's a philosophical question then. We have up to 9 slots.
Right.
When we appoint Kate, is she filling Aaron's position, or is she filling one of the 4 other empty slots?
I feel like she's.
Why? What determines that?
Yeah.
Because she's leaving before her term.
It's just the most recent.
What was Kate, I guess the other thing to ask is the intention, maybe this is okay to ask, the intention of the person, did the person come in because because they thought they might just be a replacement, and so her expectation is that it's a piece of a term, or is it for the whole term, and does that matter? No, what?
No,
She's expecting what?
I would say that there is no expectation of any kind of completing of a term. What would that expectation be? Further, I think that we are gonna get into.
Yeah.
Situation if trying to remember who's completing a term and who is not, and who's starting their own.
Standard procedure versus simplicity.
Is there a minimum number of board members? Because that makes it, so that's why I was thinking she is filling a term.
Doesn't have to be. If we appoint her to fill one of those blank spots, that still puts us at 5.
Is there a
Okay,
case of
okay,
where-
I'm sorry, I guess I was in a little philosophical rut there, I thought. No, thinking that we had 5 people on the board.
No, I know, but would there be a case where might there ever be a case?
Can't picture it.
I mean, it makes sense, I think, for electrical. System. Especially. Actually. So. Still,
Proxy, right?
No, we do not have proxies.
Okay,
that, I
so,
mean, maybe.
We do allow electronic participation, which is part of why we don't have proxies.
okay.
In extenuating circumstances, it seems like you could take over someone's term, but I think everyone's term is their term.
And we don't
So
have,
start a new one.
yeah, there's no,
Yeah.
so I've sat on boards before where a term always started at the beginning of the fiscal or the beginning of the
If we were
calendar
gonna
year.
do this,
But we don't
we should
have,
do that,
yeah,
but we don't.
but we don't do that.
We have not. Historically, we have not done that.
And so we have a rolling,
Yep.
so in this particular case, it should just be that, it shouldn't be completing a term, that's the,
People leave a lot. I mean, not
Yeah.
one.
so we don't want to do that, is what I hear you saying, it's like, we don't wanna say all terms begin on January 1,
Right.
I'm against the filling of the term.
okay.
I,
And you overcome it.
yeah, and I think I've become convinced of that same position.
I would say as long as it meets the expectation of the person who applied, because if the person who applied was like, oh, I'm just helping Aaron out or I'm helping the board out and they need somebody until somebody else comes on and then I'm like that. But if there's no expectation that it's a 3-month gig or whatever, then then I would be fine with that.
I guess that could be.
Yeah,
Yeah, we can just communicate that
Expectations
this is
3 years.
this is 3 years
Mm-hmm.
from
Do it.
from
Yes, we
the,
do.
This 3 year.
yeah,
We can
well, and
communicate
if, yeah, then that's,
Yeah.
yeah, that totally makes sense.
Okay, then you're nominating Kate Bradley for a 3-year term.
That starts at our next meeting or at this meeting? Starts at
Next
our-
meeting, we.
Okay, so it would start next, so she'll be here next meeting,
I think we should.
just kind of
Maybe
getting,
the 5th.
Yeah, but we'll be voting on it.
Yes. We can ask her if you should.
Is it a-
or it's the meeting after that, like next meeting we vote.
That puts us too long without 5 members.
Okay. Can we vote on her now?
So that's what I wanted to do, but then I convinced myself that that's not what we're expecting, and so I shouldn't push it.
Could we have a preliminary vote tonight and so that we do not, I mean, that would be terrible to invite somebody to a meeting and vote them down. I know we wouldn't do that, but could we have
So
some
instead
kind
of a
of,
preliminary vote, how about we say, does anybody have any serious concerns about Kate's candidacy? I
But
have.
it's not just us. Right?
why?
Who else is it?
I mean, I thought that this
1, 2,
rule,
3, 4.
I
yeah.
thought that this rule was sort of in the spirit of the public open meetings, public input.
This is an open meeting.
Not only is it open meeting, but this, on the agenda, it's labeled an action item. So if someone was concerned about it, they would have tuned in to hear the action.
The problem
I
with,
have no concern asking if they're serious. Your concern is that we're violating Open Meetings Act?
No,
No,
not actually, concerned we're violating.
Oh.
I'm saying in the spirit of allowing people to give feedback about a nominated candidate.
Do we seek out feedback? Do we?
so let's
Or
leave
just-
open the possibility that happens. But at least we can go home tonight and think, it seems quite likely that we will vote here affirmative, because nobody had any serious concerns. Does that work?
That's fine, so what's your language?
Do you mean next meeting?
No, this,
No, this meeting, all we're doing is accepting your nomination.
Yeah.
We're not approving it, we're not voting, we're not anything. We changed it from an action item. You're nominating.
I'm nominating.
We're all
Kate.
taking her application under consideration. And we're
We
gonna
have her
invite her to next
application,
meeting.
it's been emailed.
Hang on, before we go on to that,
Okay.
if you don't mind.
Okay,
We're gonna invite her to next meeting I'm gonna put that item way up top of the agenda. Sure. We'll ask her to leave with every expectation that we haven't asked her to attend a meeting in vain.
The thing is, I'm sorry to be nitpicky about this, but we don't ask members of the public to leave meetings. And so why would we ask her to leave?
So that there can be an honest, internal discussion within this governing council about her candidacy. But you're right, it's public. She could leave and then watch it on YouTube.
I'm just saying, like, it just seemed, I don't know why I don't know
Okay.
why I felt like I needed to say that. I don't,
Rushing you.
It's a good point.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you're sort of,
I've always done that, and we've always done that I know of when someone's here for a vote.
Yeah.
Ask them to leave, but you're right. I don't know why.
It's not really close.
If they want to,
Everybody should.
whatever.
No,
I actually don't
I'm
really
very
care. It
comfortable
just
with
seems
having her.
weird.
Sorry. I'm very comfortable with having her remain at the meeting and vote in front of her.
Okay,
Because she could go back, that was an excellent
That's a good point.
The one thing I would specify, I have to go back and look at the recording, but right now it says that to complete Aaron Fitzgerald's term, and we're changing that. That's what it says in the agenda, and that's not what we're going
but
to.
this isn't an action item. This is just a nomination. So tomorrow, next month's action item has to be.
Okay, okay, we don't have to amend it at this point.
No.
Do
We
it
talk
later.
Not only that, but you can amend an action item. This is something I used to argue about all the time.
No, that I know, but it
Commission.
just is marked in
no, we
an
talked
action.
about it at the beginning and we
Yeah.
made the decision
Yeah,
not to.
gotcha. Yes, okay.
You haven't done it yet, or have I?
You did. I heard the
And I
nomination.
said second.
Okay.
It doesn't take a second.
Doesn't
It's
say.
just a nomination
Oh, okay,
from the nominating committee.
okay. Oh, well, there you go.
Okay, moving
So
on.
can then I ask now, the application?
Oh, yes,
is-
sorry, I
has
put
been
you off.
emailed to us, or where can we find the
Yes,
application?
I think I emailed it a
Okay.
while ago, so.
Awesome, great. I'll check emails.
I,
I
I'm
don't,
gonna check myself, because I don't trust myself. I'm pretty
I
sure.
think I
Anybody
saw
else
it.
get it?
Yeah, I believe so.
okay.
While we look, to bars, we had one, which was number one.
Move that we table bar 2701.
Someone slipped. We forgot my agenda's a piece of trash.
I told you that, so this is.
You did tell me. Now I agree. E,
That's your bad.
thank you. I move that we amend the numbering of what was formerly resolution 26/27-007 to be resolution 27-002. Consistent with all of our other resolutions, so we don't have one that's an outlier. Does anybody need background, or you want to just accept me?
I'm just gonna accept
I'm gonna
that.
accept that.
It's not another number for another resolution. You made sure to check.
It's a
to make sure
resolution, that's right,
that it doesn't overlap with anything.
right.
Like
It
it's
fits
not-
nicely between 1 and 3.
It's not redundant.
Fair enough.
It's not redundant.
Redundant.
It's not
There was
redundant
no-
numbering.
There was no resolution 2. We went from
I've got- I
one,
just wanna make it-
we went from 1 to 7 to 2 to 3. And we should have gone from 1 to 2 to 3.
Okay.
And that was strictly a staff member making an assumption and us not.
And really purely bookkeeping.
Not even. I would say it's below the level of bookkeeping. Second,
Making work for somebody.
it's clerical. It's right, it's clerical filing. We shouldn't have numbers that are different. I don't think.
Yes, should stay in a sequential.
They,
Is it hard to change it?
Well, you have to vote on
Okay,
it.
that's all. I'm just trying to think of all of the reasons why this could potentially be an issue. I'm doing my due diligence.
maybe somewhat accessible at this particular place.
Tanya was asking about the school.
I second. Did we make-
Yes, I did. Motion.
I second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Thank you for.
I'm so
mentioning
glad,
that Part B, forgotten all about it.
I'm so glad Martha Cooper left before this discussion.
Hello.
Oh, no, I think the whole thing was. just
Come
a
together
farce.
all the time. She knows exactly. how it's-
That's hilarious.
No, I'm not, you just the whole damn thing.
Tanya, July
Okay.
31st.
To speed things up slightly,
What is happening?
I sent it on July 31st.
Oh, okay, thank you.
we're good. I would like to move that we approve bars 2, 5, and 6
Second.
as presented. And second,
That's the one.
bar
You're
1
leaving
that I
out the
left
one.
out,
We're gonna,
we're not addressing tonight, we're gonna table.
Because we want more research.
That's correct.
but we still have to have a motion to table.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
not the motion I'm making yet.
Okay. Been seconded?
Yes, I
Yes.
did.
Yes,
John,
Jim seconded. I didn't hear. Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
I would like to move that bar 1 table.
Second.
I heard Jim. All those in favor say aye.
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 Jim abstains. Oh, okay. Oh, my God. GC input. I want to talk about committee assignments.
Yeah, it's
Just
that
his
time.
input. Will is all ready.
Share them with Morgan.
While we're waiting for that to happen, I remember something as I was writing the minutes about the possibility of asbestos abatement here. Are we, years ago, decades ago, was going to buy a house with asbestos and it was a big thing. Is that no longer a thing that we have to worry about if it's encapsulated?
Oh, it's the thing we have to work.
What's the thing?
Well,
I can provide, because we actually met with, we have to have someone who is our asbestos person.
Yeah.
And still. Percent of what his compensation is for Silver. Silver has 5 buildings that they're responsible for. And so that seems reasonably fair. It's not a significant financial consideration, but it is a significant compliance consideration, so.
Yeah.
We're gonna move forward with that. He needs to offer within the first couple months of school, 30-minute training to all staff, 2-hour training to custodians. David, who is our custodian that we incurred from Silver, is already familiar with this building. There is asbestos in this building, right? There is no friable asbestos in the building, which is the asbestos that makes you shut down school and have big problems. There is asbestos less than 3% in some of the older tiles, which are encapsulated. So if you have to rip up the floors, then you have to consider the asbestos. If you don't have to do that. So. Silver just had theirs in June. They didn't do this building because they were selling it. So we're going to do it in the next couple of months. And then when the lady comes to town for Silver, we're gonna have her do it while she's in town. So that's the plan for the future.
Good.
And he does all of the other documentation on that. I have the previous HERA report if anyone wants to look at it. It has all the details.
AHERA.
AHERA.
Thanks. Well, thanks. That was a great answer. I just,
Yeah, no,
sort of popped into my,
We met with him today.
Yeah.
Talking about this.
Referring back to my chair days.
So we've got, no, have we? Oh, you're invited to edit a file, Morgan.
No, that's the
Oh,
old,
it's
did
the
you,
wrong
I
one.
did share it. Did you,
is it on the email?
try, I'll do it again. Check that. All those students, for this one's just Google.
Oh, this one's Google, okay.
What is this
Can
gonna be?
you do Microsoft? Cause I'm logged into
Sure.
the other account for YouTube.
Did you take us all off so that we have a fresh slate? Or
No.
no? You left us on the ones
I can
that,
take some more liberties and highlight you. Committees.
you're one of 5 committees actually. Gonna channel your
No, and this also honors the reduction in the volume of committees. You'll see there are simply less of them. So Shack needs a GC member. But first, let's do a quick review. I'm just gonna rip through this because I have a reasonable idea of where people are. Risk management, Jim is a member of the risk management committee from the GC. Risk management is the most popular committee by far.
Seriously.
The committee formerly known as SAC, which is still reported as SAC, but it is amended to the Parent Teacher Association as an equity purpose. As SAC and SHAC is confusing and not inviting to parent participants. Tanya Rivers is the GC representative there,
No, we're both on there.
and Alex Tager, and you're the chair.
Yeah, that's.
I feel to.
My name?
Morgan has to scroll down a little bit.
Oh, okay. There, okay, I was gonna say, I thought I was on there.
Wow.
How much longer are you hearing?
Leave right now.
It's not what I asked.
Equity Council needs a GC. Policy has Harry. Policy is a good committee. Equity needs one.
Equity meets in, is that the one that's like?
Quarterly.
It alternates with
scheduled
PTA.
alternates
right?
with-
No, restorative
some-
practices is now only twice a year.
Oh,
And then
Oh.
restorative practices is twice a year and or as needed.
Okay.
Because the big lift of restorative practices was to create the restorative practices matrix.
and that happened.
That happened. So now it's just like feedback and refining. There's don't have to have these like creation discussions anymore.
Okay.
So equity is only 4 times a year. Restorative practice is only twice a year, needs a GC. So Harry does audit and Harry does policy,
Fine.
finance.
We need, well, you're not down there yet. So we need a second, hang on, go back up if you wouldn't mind to audit. There you go. We need a second governing council member on audit. That's a state requirement.
If nobody wants it, I'll do that. If though we sign TADA, that's like some area of expertise, I'll change. I'll do
Okay.
it. It's just. It's one rigorous week a year, like meeting frequently for the audit,
Not even,
not even, okay,
so much easier than that.
okay. Well, just put me down.
So.
Yeah.
Jim,
Yeah, there's probably take a
Look
few
at
minutes to
that.
catch up.
Do you want to do equity? I'm happy to do that equity restorative practices gig. Unless you want it. I can also do Shaq.
So I am waiting to see where I am, because I think I'm on curriculum.
Curriculum doesn't exist anymore.
Oh,
It's feedback from all stakeholders. Because the main task of the curriculum committee was to design the graduate profile. which-
Right.
So now we have a curriculum person, and so there's still stakeholder input, but not a committee anymore.
so I do have space. Committee load, right? Cause 2,
yeah,
but minimum.
yeah,
Minimum 2.
we're not gonna kick you off if you're not on two committees.
Sorry to sound like that.
I mean, hopefully you're interested in the work of some.
Right, like curriculum, but doesn't exist. So now I gotta rethink.
You could insist on
No.
Some say PTA is.
it. And involves contact with the school community.
I'm already on the PTA.
Maybe you should be on that.
It's kind of dicky.
Shocked by it.
Be on Shack. Thank you.
I think that's, I mean, I think you'll. Plus, they don't meet monthly, which is But we used to do it quarter. Yeah. So, Risk management already met
Let's-
this year, so.
Let's
it's
wait until we have new members then,
Yeah.
to fill them out. But I just wanted to see how we were doing. Are there any more that we haven't seen?
Nope,
Okay,
that's all.
so that gives me a good sense.
Yeah.
Thanks. Any other GC input?
Oh, well, speaking of which, somebody's gonna, the nominating committee is not up here.
That's true.
And I'm a one-person committee, so somebody's gonna have to take over.
Okay.
Alex, when is your expiration date?
October's my last meeting.
After 6 years?
Yeah, pretty sure.
Extended.
Makes me sad.
Term limits?
Yeah, it was
What?
term limited.
There are no
Alex is term limited.
On the
Tell the truth, I cannot remember.
Is it really a limit? Yeah,
consecutive,
Consecutive. So if you leave for.
could come
you
back.
could come back and fill Aaron's position.
I don't know about that.
Is there any further business for the night? Yes. 7:50.
Thank you, Morgan.
Well done.
To 7:53, you should tell him, because he would tell you.
I'm gonna report to 7:53 and see if we'll dispute.
It's still 7:53.
Tell you what,
Phone
we're
like
gonna-
50 seconds ago, and it was 7:53.
I must have just-
It just changed.
You start to embrace it,
One
it gets
minute.
fun. It's fun.
The silliness.
Yeah, no, the first GC meeting was like, and I have no plans, we have no.
And these people.
It's arguing over teas or exotic. This is terrible. Other than that's what I thought. This is hilarious.
Just like, oh,
It is
this is
became
never
fun.
mind. Yeah, yeah.
I like it was like.